I've never done something like this on my podcast before. I'm super excited about it, and I think you will enjoy it as well. Because the Reignite the Math Classroom Conference 2022 is coming up on July 7th, and I wanted you to get a taste of what each session is going to be about. So I have 3 guests who are going to be sharing who they are and what their session is going to be about. Let's get started. Welcome to Solving for the Undefined podcast. I'm your host, Johanna, founder of Miss Kuiper's Classroom, the place that equips teachers in creating a healthy math classroom where students can thrive, no matter their academic abilities. But it's not always about the numbers, and that's why I'm here, bringing you the formulas to solve your problems, math and otherwise, plus strategies on cultivating that necessary math mindset. And that's what you can count on. All right, hello, and welcome to episode 33. And what's really cool about today's episode is it's 3 parts. But not all 3 parts are going to be here on Solving for the Undefined podcast. You'll find 1 part here, 1 part on Let's Talk Teaching podcast with Kayla Durkin, and the 3rd part on the Honest Math Chat with Mona Eel. When you listen to all 3 of the podcast episodes, you are going to hear a snippet of every single session that is happening within the Reignite the Math Classroom conference. Now, you may have seen some social media posts about the Reignite the Math Classroom conference, but I want to take this opportunity to share a little bit about what it is before we dive into what our guests have to offer us today. The special thing about the Reignite the Math Classroom conference is it is a virtual professional development opportunity for math teachers by math teachers. A lot of the times we don't get that opportunity to learn from other math teachers. Our goal with this conference is to help students become active learners and engage in your math classroom. The conference is going to start July 7th, and you'll have access to our virtual professional development for 1 month. Once the conference starts, you will get access to 9 PD sessions, 3 bonus PD sessions, an exclusive Facebook group for all of our Reignite the Math Classroom students, as well as we will have Facebook Lives from each presenter where you'll get to ask them questions, and then you'll get access to the replays as well inside that Facebook group. We've got a lot to offer, so let's go ahead and hear from our first guest. Our first guest is Kayla Durkin from North Dakota Teaching. Let's hear what she has for us.
Hey everyone, my name is Kayla Durkin and I am the face behind North Dakota Teaching. Ever since I was little, I have always had a love for math. That love carried me into receiving a minor in mathematics while pursuing my education degree and then falling back in love with math all over again when I began teaching math to my students. Although my passion for math runs deep, nothing prepared me for teaching fact fluency, conceptual understanding, or even helping my students use math vocabulary effortlessly. That was until I began using daily number talks in my middle school classroom. It truly was a total 180, and now I feel so blessed that I get to help teachers just like you do the exact same thing. If you're feeling lost, if fact fluency is something your students continue to struggle with year after year after year, this session is for you, and I cannot wait to share it with you. In just 10 minutes a day, your students are going to gain confidence in math, develop fact fluency and memorization skills that stick, gain conceptual understanding, deepen their mathematical vocabulary, and so much more. I know, it really does sound too good to be true. However, once you begin implementing these daily math talks, your students will quickly begin to surprise you. I seriously know it's true. During my session, I will break down exactly what a daily math talk is, walk you through exactly how to implement daily math talks, and I will even leave you with problems that you can begin using immediately this fall with your students. It's going to be so good. I absolutely cannot wait to have you join us. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out.
And next up, we have Kristen from Damon's Algebra Room.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kristen Damon, and I am beyond excited to be presenting at the Reignite the Math Classroom conference. My PD session will be about how to add in peer teaching into your middle school math classroom. I have been using peer teaching in my classroom now for about 5 years, and it has been a total game changer. Peer teaching gives students the opportunity to be 100% engaged while allowing me to monitor their comprehension about the new concept. It takes teaching one-on-one to a whole new level. I can hear which students are struggling, providing me the feedback I need to be proactive when we start individually practicing. Plus, I love watching their confidence grow throughout the school year. They go from really timid and shy to speaking about math to actually being proud and confident. During this session, I will lay out the framework that is needed to help you incorporate peer teaching into your daily routines. I will discuss what it is, what it looks like, how to implement it, and why you should try it in your classroom. I am excited to have you learn alongside me because this is one cooperative learning strategy you will not want to miss.
And lastly, we have Mona Eel from Mona Math.
Hey, it's Mona from Mona Math, and I am coming to you from the lake. I don't know if you can hear the birds in the background and the waves, but it is summer, and I hope that you are all enjoying and refreshing and recharging this summer. However, we all know that 90% of the time, as we are refreshing and recharging ourselves, we're also thinking about and planning for next school year. And so I'm so excited to join all of you at the Reignite the Math Conference to get an equal dose of reigniting our math classrooms while also relaxing and taking in PD when it's convenient for us. So I want to tell you a little bit about my session. My session is all about how you can use SEL, or social emotional learning, in your student-centered math class. We are going to cover how SEL is just really naturally integrated into math. We're going to go through exactly how to get your students engaged and motivated and taking ownership, being self-aware, self-managing, all of those skills that we want our students to have. We're going to talk about how you can make that happen in math without adding any extra time or really any extra effort. It's more in just how you're structuring your class periods and incorporating more math talks and math discussion, as well as just really forming that strong math classroom community. Because if you know me, you know I love talking about math classroom community and how it is, in my opinion, the most important thing that helps students be successful in math. When we have a strong math classroom community, our students can really feel safe to take risks and push their thinking to deeply understand math. Without the math classroom community, students are just going through the motions. They're just there to learn the steps and follow the procedures. And what always happens is the students that are good at math continue to be good at math. And the students who really need that safe community to be able to push themselves to ask the questions or to really engage in the student work or the student discussions or the partner work, those are the students that really benefit from the classroom community. And the thing is the more students are those students than the ones that just thrive in math. I don't know about you, but when I was going through school, math was not my thing. If you would have told me when I was in 6th grade that I would be a teacher for 14 years in Chicago and teaching other teachers about how to teach math, I would have laughed and laughed and laughed, because that was just not what I went into teaching for. And I spent most of my schooling avoiding math all the way through college. So, I really think it's important that we establish this classroom community that's supportive of all of our students so that they can really dive into the math in all of the ways and really see themselves as math people and develop their math class or their math identity right alongside their math understanding. So come to my session. It's all about this, what I'm talking about right now, social emotional learning and math, and how we really can do this seamlessly without any extra time or effort. I will see you at the conference.
And there you have it. To summarize those 3 PD topics, we had daily number talks from Kayla, Peer Teaching Routines in the Classroom from Kristen, and Get Students Talking by Merging SEL and Math by Mona. Now make sure you check out the other 2 podcast episodes, the one on Let's Talk Teaching with Kayla Durkin and the Honest Math Chat with Mona Eel. I will put a link to both those in the description as well as the show notes on my website. So click the link, hit the little plus sign to follow them. That way you can be notified when that episode goes live. Only 2.5 weeks till the conference goes live, so make sure you get your ticket now so you can hear the entirety of what these sessions are going to be. Please let me know if you have any questions by sending me an email or DMing me on Instagram. I'm happy to answer any and all questions. And with that, I'll calculator. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. To find all the links and resources to things talked about in this episode, head on over to MissKuipersClassroom.com and click on podcast.